Hey there everybody, Slowbroguy here, bringing you another Pokemon Wi-Fi battle against stridersheikr3lo4d. This is a red versus blue battle. It's their Heart Gold Soul Silver team, so I hope you all enjoy this. Okay, Strider kicks things off with Rhydon, and I start off with Charizard. Right off the bat I go Hidden Power Grass, because I was all like, before the battle I predicted him to lead with Rhydon, so I'm like, you know, I'm gonna give Charizard Hidden Power Grass and see how things pan out, and it worked out well. Next up, he goes into Arcanine, and I switch out and go into Snorlax. He uses Howl, which is a really good prediction, then uses Flare Blitz. But good thing for me, my Snorlax has Thick Fat, so it takes that rather well. And then I do Body Slam, hoping for the paralysis, but I didn't get it, which is alright for the time being. He goes out into Executor, and I do Body Slam again. This time I actually do get the paralysis, but that doesn't really do all that much. Now right now, I figure, you know, Executor, you can't really do much to me. So, I'm just going to stay in and hit it with some Fire Punches. And then he uses Toxic, which is, you know, it's okay, because I do have Rest on this Snorlax, so it's all good for the time being. And then lots of after-turn effects. Now I start using Curse and get my attack defense up. And he uses Psychic, but because he has naturally good special defense and I have a lot of special defense EVs, I take that really well. And then lots of after-turn effects are taking place. And then he switches out and he goes into Gyarados. I get hit with Intimidate, which is, it's okay for the time being. I'm still at +1 right now. And then I get some lefties gain, and then I take some toxic damage. And then he uses Taunt. I predict that really well and just go for Body Slam. I would originally go for Rest, but I pretty much predicted that Taunt. It was pretty obvious, actually. And lots of after-turn effects. And then right here I switch out and I go into Blastoise. And he uses Waterfall, but I'm physically bulky, so I take that like a freaking champion. And get some lefties, and so does he. Now, right now, I predict this switch, and I go for an Ice Beam instead of, well, I wouldn't use Toxic, because, you know, that, and he had another Pokemon that was already paralyzed, so I figure, safest bet, just go for Ice Beam, because he doesn't really have anything that resists it anyway, so it's probably in the end the better call to just use Ice Beam. And then that Executor goes down. Next up he goes into Pidgeot and uses U-Turn. This U-Turn actually does quite a bit, so I'm assuming it's choice banded. And I use Surf and hit the incoming Machamp with the Surf. And then I use Toxic on it, and, well, I figure it doesn't have Guts anyway. It probably just has no guard, and I get hit with a Dynamic Punch. It does quite a bit, actually, but Machamp actually does have really good attack. Now I switch out and go into Venusaur, and he gets hit with a Dynamic Punch, and it doesn't really do all that much, actually, because I do resist it, and I do have some defense EVs in it. And I hit myself because Venusaur is kind of stupid, apparently. And then I get hit with a Stone Edge. I take it... I don't take it as well as I want to, but I take it pretty well nonetheless and use Sleep Powder. Now his Machamp is sleeping, and because its Lumberry was gone, it's going to stay asleep for a bit. Now I break out of Confusion, and I use Leech Seed. So now I'm going to get Black Sludge Recovery and Leech Seed Recovery, which is always nice, because now my survivability is up a lot more. Then he switches out and goes into Pidgeot, which is, it's okay, and I just use Sludge Bomb because I figured he'd switch, and, well, I figured don't go for the Grass move because, you know, Sludge Bomb would probably be the better call anyway. Switch out and go into Blastoise. Uses U-Turn again, which is okay. Does quite a bit, but because I'm physically bulky, I take it rather nicely. He goes into Gyarados, intimidates me, but I only have one physical move, and it's Rapid Spin, and, Well, we all know what Rapid Spin does, and I just hit it with an Ice Beam. That Ice Beam really doesn't do all that much, which is okay for the time being. And we all just get our lefties, and then he gets hit with some ice of beams. Doesn't really do all that much, though, because I think that's a bulky Gyarados. It would make sense if it was bulky. If it wasn't, Ice Beam would be actually doing a bit more. He gets hit with some more Ice Beams, and it would be nice if I actually got some Para-Hacks, but that's alright. Not a very big deal right now. And I use Surf because, Torrent boosted Surf. Probably do. Actually, looks like it did a little bit more than Ice Beam did. And he finishes me off with a Waterfall. Next up, I go into Venusaur, I think. No, I go into Snorlax, actually. And I use Rest. So now my Snorlax is completely full HP. But he does predict this and go for a Dragon Dance, I'm pretty sure. But that's alright for the time being. It is paralyzed, and it's not like it'll outspeed any of my dudes, unless a lot of my other dudes are paralyzed, which I don't have any paralyzed guys. And I go into Venusaur. And he finally gets that needed Paralyze that I've been looking for a long time. And then I use Power Whip on it, because this Venusaur is kind of mixed in a way. Hits me with Stone Edge. I don't take that as well as I'd hoped, but he does have +1 attack. And then I finish him off with a Sludge Bomb. And now Gyarados is down. Next up, he is going to go into Pidgeot, I'm pretty sure. And just hit me with a U-turn. And that's the end of Venusaur. Sad face. Now he goes into Machamp, which is sleeping. And then I go into Charizard and hit with an Air Slash. And that would probably originally 1-hit KO it anyway. I mean, it is super effective, and it's stab coming from a Charizard. Now he goes into Pidgeot, uses Quick Attack. I think he gets a critical hit right here, which is, it's unfortunate, but hacks happen, and, well, yeah, it's just unfortunate in a way. Now Charizard is almost dead, and he uses Extreme Speed with Arcanine, and that's going to take down Charizard. I was actually going to go for Roost right there, because I do run Roost on that Charizard. And then I send in Lapras, get hit with the Thunder Fang, don't get the Para or the Flinch, which is nice. And I finish him off with a Waterfall. And that is the game, I think. Anyway, good game, Strider. It was really close and very fun. And this is Slowbroguy, and see you later for now.